Hello, guys. Thank you for tuning back in. I know I was on a little bit of a sabbatical, but I'm back now because the basketball playoffs are right around the corner, and we're a little bit dry on NFL news. Don't get me wrong. NFL free agency happened that were big. Stephon Diggs was traded from the Bills to the Houston Texans for only a second round pick. Keenan Allen's now in Chicago Bears, going to give Caleb Williams a ton of receivers. NFL draft is around the corner, but it's still not here yet. I'll tackle that next weekend. Right now, I just want to get into the basketball playoffs since the basketball regular season just ended today. Baseball also started, but it's still early in the season. The Mets made me sad early in the season, but now I'm doing a little bit happier. As you know, I'm a big Mets fan, so that's for another day. Baseball doesn't get exciting until late August, early September. Let's look into the NBA standings at the moment. For the Eastern Conference, the Celtics are the first seed, 64 and 18. Knicks are the second seed. Surprisingly, the Bucks are the third seed. Cavs are the fourth seed. Orlando Magic is the fifth seed. Indiana Pacers is the sixth seed. 76ers are the seventh seed. Miami Heat are the eighth seed. Chicago Bulls are the ninth seed, and the Atlanta Hawks are the 10th seed. So, as you know, in basketball, the first six seeds are automatically in the playoffs. And since a couple years ago, they introduced you to the play-in games with the 8th, 7th, ninth, and 10th seeds. So the 7th will play the 8th seed, and the ninth seed will play the 10th seed. The winner of the ninth and 10th seed game will play the loser of the 7th and 8th seed game. So if Philadelphia plays Miami. If Miami wins, they advance to the playoffs, and Philadelphia will play the winner of the Bulls and Hawks game. These are my predictions. I think the Sixers beat the Heat. They get that 7th seed. They advance to the playoffs. The Atlanta Hawks will lose to the Chicago Bulls, and then the Heat, Jimmy Butler, will get revenge on the first team that ever drafted him and beat the Chicago Bulls to get that 8th seed. So then that will leave the Boston Celtics, to face the Miami Heat. Great 1v8 matchup. As you remember last year, the Celtics did lose to the Heat in 7 games in the Eastern Conference Finals for the Heat to eventually advance to the NBA Finals and lose to the Denver Nuggets. So this could be a great revenge game for series for the Boston Celtics, especially being the number one seed, especially being so deep with Tatum, Brown, Porzingis, Derek White's fantastic. They're just a really deep roster, best record in the NBA, 14 games above from the second seed. They were just cruising through the Eastern Conference this year. I think that they will beat the Miami Heat. I do think it'll be close. I give them the 6 game, Celtics in 6. The Heat are a feisty, not young, but feisty team. They always really know how to turn it on when it comes to playoff time, and they're not going to be an easy defeat, easy sweep for the Boston Celtics in the first round. The second game will be the New York Knicks versus the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, I like the Knicks. I just think that the Sixers are more developed, more better around Joel Embiid. They have shooters, they have defenders. Joel Embiid's the star, Maxi's the co-star. Everybody knows their roles. I think it'd be very dangerous for this Philadelphia 76ers. While I do like the Knicks, Julius Randle is out. OG Anunoby does have a shoulder injury that the Knicks need to address. Now the Knicks are very hot with OG and Jalen Brunson, who's their point guard. They're 20-2 when they play together, and they are a feisty team that can grind it out. Hard defense. Tom Thibodeau is their head coach. I see them really giving the 76ers a fight for that 2v7 matchup. But sadly, I do think the Sixers take it. I just think Joel Embiid is such a dominant force that the Knicks have nobody to put around him to really guard him. Joel Embiid does not come up clutch in the second round. He's perfectly fine in the first round. That leaves Milwaukee versus the Indiana Pacers. Now, Milwaukee has been very disappointing this year. They've had stretches where they looked really good. They have Dame Dollar, Damian Lillard. They have Giannis Antetokounmpo, who is currently hurt and out in this moment. They have Brook Lopez. They have Bobby Portis. They have some players. They have Doc Rivers as a head coach who usually gets out of the first round, does not do adjustments. Pacers are a young team. They have Halliburton. They have OG Anunoby. They have Pascal Siakam, who does have playoff experiences. And they're a feisty team. And it's going to be, all those games will be very high scoring. Milwaukee Bucks do not know how to play defense. I don't even know if Giannis is even going to be in this series. But I do think the Bucks still take it. They are the better team with the better coach. And maybe not 6 games, but 5 games. Pacers will take a game. But the Pacers are on the rise. Look out for them next year. Now, The 4 vs 5 matchup is the Cleveland Cavaliers versus the Orlando Magic. Donovan Mitchell versus Pablo Bianco versus Franz Wagner. I actually like the Magic to upset the Cleveland Cavaliers in 6 games. They are a young team, but they are very talented, very deep. Cleveland's just, they've had stretches where they look dominant. Even right after All-Star break, boom, went like 20-1. Donovan Mitchell's looked great, but it's just they've been hit or miss ever since. They're not really a team that you can trust. I think the young defensive of the Orlando Magic should clamp down the Cleveland Cavaliers. And when the playoffs came on, when the Cleveland Cavaliers was in the playoffs last year, their stars did not perform. I can see that happening again. Donovan Mitchell can be very hit or miss in the playoffs. That's my first round predictions. My later predictions for the rest of the playoffs will be in a later video, maybe tomorrow, maybe Tuesday, for the Eastern Conference. I'm going to do the Western Conference now too. With the first seed, the Oklahoma City Thunder surprisingly took the first seed, 57-25. The second seed, the Denver Nuggets, who are also 57-25, lost the season series to the Oklahoma City Thunder, which gave them that head-to-head tiebreaker. Minnesota is the third seed with 56-26. The LA Clippers after that, 51-31. The Dallas Mavericks for the fifth seed, 50-32. And the Phoenix Suns are the sixth seed, 49-33. That leaves the New Orleans Pelicans with the 7th seed, the Los Angeles Lakers with the 8th seed, the Sacramento Kings with the 9th seed, and the Golden State Warriors with the 10th seed. What a fall from grace from the Golden State Warriors. Once the pinnacle of the NBA, winning countless championships, even won one a couple years ago in 2019 against the Boston Celtics, to just being a play-in. But that's what happens. Players get old, players adjust. Teams get better, some teams get worse. I have the Golden State Warriors upsetting the Sacramento Kings in the 10th versus 9th seed. And I have the Los Angeles Lakers beating the New Orleans Pelicans in the 7th versus 8th seed. So that means the Lakers will play the second seed, the Nuggets. The Pelicans will beat the Golden State Warriors to play the first seed, Oklahoma City Thunder. Moving on from that, I think the Thunder beat the Pelicans in 6. Thunder very deep with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Lou Dortz, Chet Holmgren, Giddey, a plethora of players, while the New Orleans Pelicans are missing Brandon Ingram. Zion Williams looks dominant, but he hasn't played this many stretch of games in a while. I'm intrigued to see what that does. I think the Denver Nuggets beat the Los Angeles Lakers in 5. Denver's had the Lakers number all season long. They had the Lakers number last season in the playoffs in the Western Conference Finals with a 4-0 sweep. I do think the games will be really close, be very tight. I just think Denver is a deeper and better team that know how to play and beat the Lakers with Anthony Davis and LeBron James. Minnesota Timberwolves are going to play the Phoenix Suns. I do think the Timberwolves take that series in 7. It's going to be a very close series. Phoenix Suns have Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, and Devin Booker, and know how to score. They're just not deep. The Minnesota Timberwolves are deep. Anthony Edwards is slowly becoming the best player in basketball. Right now it's Jokic. I would put Anthony Edwards top 5. He's just dominant, can score from all over the court, inside game, outside game, can dribble, can get past any defender. They have Rudy Gobert for the anchor of that defense that will be able to lock down Kevin Durant, will lock down the paint inside the court. There will be nobody in Phoenix to even out-rebound Rudy Gobert or be able to get around him. So I do think the Timberwolves advance in 7. Clippers play the Dallas Mavericks. I think the Dallas Mavericks are one of the hottest teams in basketball right now. Many people agree with that. Luka Doncic is playing MVP-like level basketball. I do think it's going to be close. The Clippers are a tough out. I kind of wish these two teams did not play each other in the first round, because it would have been really good to see them play other teams and possibly upset them, because they're two teams that no team wants to play. But I think the Mavericks take it in 7. I think Luka Doncic goes off, averages 35 and 5, something like that, and shows why he is one of the most dominant players in the NBA currently. That is my first round NBA predictions. If you have any disagreements, any comments, please comment below. I'll gladly respond to them. Please follow, subscribe. Tell me how I did. Tell me what you think. Let me know if you're more excited for baseball or the hockey playoffs. Let me know how you feel about hockey playoffs. I don't watch too much hockey, so I can't really get into that. I'll do a video, but it's be randomly picking like people with the NCAA tournament. Favorite mascots. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. Please like, comment, subscribe. Tell me how I did. Tell me what you think. Let me know who you're rooting for in the playoffs. If your team's not in the playoffs, if your team is in the playoffs, let me know what you think, how they're going to do. If you're excited for these playoffs. Thank you for tuning in. Have a good night.